Rain. Sometimes rain sounds peaceful, but on certain nights it sounds like regret. In a forgotten prison somewhere in Nigeria, a man sat in silence for 22 years. 22 years without freedom, without love, without a voice. People called him a spy, a criminal, a traitor. But the truth was far more dangerous. Rain pounds heavily against the rusting prison window. A weak-looking man with grey hair sits in darkness. His beard is overgrown. Change rattles as he slowly lifts his head. A female lawyer stands outside the cell holding an old photograph. The photograph showed a smiling Nigerian Air Force woman beside a young Ghanaian man. "Tell me your name," Lawyer Amara asked. The man stared silently. Then Lawyer Amara said, "Everyone says you're a spy, but I don't believe them." Then the man slowly whispered, "If I speak, she dies." 22 years ago, before the tears, before the prison, there was Zara Adeyemi, fearless, brilliant, disciplined. A woman who could fly fighter jet through storms, but could not escape the storm waiting inside her own family. Funny how life works sometimes. You can survive the skies, yet still crash because of love. Jet rolls across the sky. Zara Adeyemi walks in confidently in uniform. Other officers admire her discipline. "Pilot Zara, you are heading to Lagos for emergency relief duty." "Yes, sir," Zara said. Then her phone rings. It's her father, Chief Adeyemi. "Do not forget your engagement dinner next week. Kelvin's family will be there." Zara looks uncomfortable, but replied, "I understand, Daddy," Zara said. Lagos, the city that never slows down and never warned you before chaos arrived. That evening, heavy rain, traffic stretched across Third Mainland Bridge like a living snake. David Mensah photographed the city from a moving bus. Then, suddenly, a screeching tires, a tanker loses control, vehicle crash, people screamed, cars collided, and in the middle of the madness, David sees a little girl trapped. Without hesitation, he rushed towards the danger. At the same moment, Zara's military convoy arrives. Zara jumps out. Together, she and David rescue the child seconds before the explosion. Then boom! Crowd screamed. David fell unconscious. Then suddenly, that was the moment destiny introduced Zara to David Mensah. Sometimes love doesn't come knocking politely. Sometimes it enters your life through sirens, broken glass, and hospital birds. David wakes up expecting pain, but instead he saw Zara sit beside him. Then David asked, "Am I dead?" But Zara smiles and replied, "Not yet." Then David said, "Heaven must look like you." And for the first time in years, Zara smiled. Not the polite smile she gave officers. Not this first smile she gave family. No, this one was real. Zara laughed unexpectedly. For the first time in years, she looked relaxed. Outside the hospital, a black SUV watches them. Inside sits Kevin. His expression darkens. "Who is that man?" Kelvin asked. Sarah brings David to Jos at her aunt's place. After learning his passport and belongings were lost in the accident, warm family atmosphere. Mama Ife, Zara's aunt, immediately loves David. "This your Ghanaian boy has good manners, oh. Unlike some rich Nigerian man," Mama Ife said. At Mama Ife's house, something beautiful began to grow. Not quickly, not loudly, but slowly. Like morning sunlight entering a quiet room, David brought laughter back into Zara's life, and Zara, she became David's home. They ate suya together, danced badly at weddings. Well, Zara danced badly, but David tried his best. They laughed under the open skies, shared secrets at sunsets, and somewhere between photographs and late-night conversations, they fell in love. That dangerous kind of love, that kind that changes everything but happiness, especially the real kind that always attracts enemies. David noticed her sadness. "Who hurt you?" David asked. Zara replied, "Sometimes life chooses for you." David, taking photos of Zara laughing, eating suya together, dancing at a local wedding, watching sunset at Williams Rocks, David finally opened up. David said, "I lost my mother while I was young. Since then, I stopped believing in home." Then Zara replied, maybe home is not a place. Maybe it's a person. Their eyes locked. A mysterious man secretly photographed Zara and David together. The photos were sent to Kevin. Kevin smiles coldly. This is perfect. Kevin Smith had money, power, influence, and one thing dangerous man hates most is losing control. That night at the engagement dinner, smiles hide wall, every glance carried tension, luxury mansion, political elites everywhere. Kelvin publicly emulates Zara. Kelvin said, I heard soldiers now rescue photographers instead of protecting the country. The room grew quite tense. David arrived unexpectedly after discovering Zara left without a goodbye. And when David walks through those doors, everything exploded. Not with bullets, but with truths. Gaps filled the room. Who is this? Who invited him? Chief Adeyemi asked. David smirks. The foreign lover arrives. David remained calm. I came because Zara deserved to choose her own life. David said. Chief Adeyemi slapped Zara. Everyone froze. You have embarrassed this family, Chief Adeyemi said angrily. Zara walks away in tears. David followed. Lagos looked beautiful from the rooftop that night, but Zara could barely say the city through her tears. For years, she had lived for everyone, her father, her family, her society. But for the first time, someone asked her what she wanted. David said, run away with me. Simple words, but sometimes simple words can change destinies. And Zara replied, saying yes. Unknown to them, Kelvin records their conversation. Rain poured heavily at the border crossing. The future was only a few kilometers away. Freedom was close. Love was close. Zara secretly traveled with David toward Ghana. Then, headlights, military sirens, guns, betrayal. In one single night, David went from lover to criminal. Rain pours heavily. Suddenly, military vehicles surround them. Officers, gunpoint. Hands up, everyone. Kelvin stepped out smiling. He said, Zara Adeyemi, you are under investigation for leaking military information. What? Zara screamed. Kelvin holds up fake documents. You and your Ghanaian boyfriend is a spy. David is beaten and dragged away. Zara screamed and watched helplessly as the man she loved disappeared into darkness. David is tortured. Officer Balogun, I said, confess! Officer Balogun beats David, forcing him to confess. Then David said, I did nothing wrong. Officer Balogun showed him Zara crying on the CCTV. Officer Balogun said, one signature and she goes free. David refuses. Zara stands trials. Her military career collapsed. Kelvin acts supportive publicly, but secretly he bribes officials. Finally, Zara is released due to lack of evidence, but David disappeared completely. No records, no prison transfer, nothing. And Zara, she watched helplessly as the man she loved disappear into darkness. Pain changes people. Prison restores times. Days become weeks. Weeks become years. But David held on to one thing. Zara. Even when they beat him, even when they starve them, even when silence becomes torture itself, some people survive because they are strong. Others survive because they are loved. Years passed. Government changed. People moved on. But Zara, no. Every year, she returned to the border, waiting. Years passed. Zara never marries. Every year, she visits the border, hoping to see David, waiting, open, praying. Imagine loving someone for 22 years without knowing whether they are dead or alive. Then, one day, she received an envelope. Inside is a recent photo of David, alive. Then came lawyer Amara Okafor, young barrister. Amara watches news about forgotten prisoners. Young, smart, fearless. The kind of lawyer people call stubborn, the dangerous type. Everybody told her to leave the case alone, which, of course, her mentor wants her. She becomes obsessed with David's case. Something about the story feels wrong, said Amara. Powerful people buried that case, stay away from it, and Menton warned her again, but Amara refuses, which made her investigation even harder. Because sometimes curiosity is stronger than fear, and sometimes truth refuses to stay buried. When Amara finally found David in prison, she expected anger. Instead, she found silence. Older, broken, silent. A broken man carrying 22 years of pain his eyes. But the biggest mystery wasn't why he suffered, it was why he never defended himself. What kind of love keeps a man silent for 22 years? Why didn't you defend yourself? Amara asked. Because the truth would destroy her, David answered. Destroy who? Amara asked. David said nothing. Amara discovered classified documents. The real traitor was not David. It was someone inside Zara's family. Then came the truth. Ugly, painful, unforgiving. The real traitor, it was Zara's own father. Amara visits Zara. Zara is shocked seeing David photographed. Is alive? Asked Zara. Amara nods. Zara collapsed emotionally. Zara said, I searched for him for 22 years. Amara revealed shocking truth. The military files were leaked by your father, Amara said. Zara trembles. No, that's impossible. Amara said, Kelvin discovered it, then used David as sacrifice to protect your family name. Zara breaks down completely, and just like that, everything Zara believed about her family collapsed. Chief Adeyemi spent years protecting his reputation, but secrets are like fire. No matter how deeply you hide them, eventually they burn everything. That night, under heavy rain, Chief Adeyemi finally confessed. Years ago, he illegally sold military intelligence to foreign businessmen. Kelvin covered the crime in exchange for marriage into the family. David accidentally witnessed a secret exchange near the border, and before he could say anything, Kelvin framed him immediately. Then Chief Adeyemi said, I was trying to protect you. Then Zara replied, No, you destroyed my life. A father confessed, a daughter broke, and a family shattered forever. Citizens gathered outside the courtroom. The courtroom was packed. Journalists, police officers, citizens hungry for justice. Kelvin still believed money could save him until the door opened. Amara presents hidden records. Kelvin panics. You can't prove anything, Kelvin brags. Then, surprise witness entered, Officer Balogun. Officer Balogun stepped forward, and suddenly the lies began to grow. The lie began to die. One by one, evidence surfaced, secret exploded, true roared louder than power, and for the first time in 22 years, Chief of Officer Balogun said, I kept quiet for years, but innocent people suffered. He exposes everything. Kelvin tried escaping. Police arrest him dramatically. The courtroom erupts. David is declared innocent. David Mensah was free. David walked slowly to Zara. They stared at each other after 22 years. Neither spoke. Tears fell silently. I thought I lost you forever, said David. I waited every single day, replied Zara. David gently touches her face. Can we still start again? Zara asked. David smiled softly. Love does not know time, David replied. Love changed them. Pain changed them. Time changed them. But somehow, their hearts still remembered each other. No dramatic promises. Just two souls. Just two souls. Finally finding their way back home. Some people wait months for love. Some wait years. But them, they waited 22 years. And somehow, love waited too. Border can separate countries. Power can destroy lives. Secrets can bury truth. But real love survives silence. It survives distance. It survives time itself. And sometimes, after everything is lost, love still finds a way back. The embrace as aircraft soars above the sky. Some borders are drawn on maps, others are drawn inside human heart. But true love finds a way across them all.